Good evening and happy Friday. Blitzball Champ is back here on the U to the Tube with a brand new video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. So, I wanted to take a little bit of time to finally talk and give my thoughts on the recently announced new OLED Nintendo Switch that is coming October 8th. So let's do a quick rundown of what this new OLED model Nintendo Switch is going to look like. So first of all, it's going to have a slightly bigger screen at 7 inches. The original one, I believe, is 6.2 inches. It's going to have a wider adjustable stand, and it's going to feature a LAN port for wired Ethernet connection. And it's going to be released on October 8th for the price of $350. And it's also, the release day is also the same day as the release of Metroid Dread. It's also going to have an internal storage of 64 gigabytes. The original one has 32 gigs, so add another 32 gigs to this one, it's going to have 64 gigabytes. And it's going to have the same battery charging time. The dock is going to be slightly bigger, just a little bit bigger. And when you have it docked, it's still going to have the output at 1080p. So no 4K. It's going to have enhanced audio as well. And the Joy-Cons that are going to come with it and the original Switch Joy-Cons will work on this. And not only that, you can even, if you don't want the whole entire thing, you will be able to get the dock separately. For instance, if you wanted just to have the wired LAN port, you could do that and still use your original Nintendo Switch with that dock. It'll still work just fine. So that's pretty much a quick rundown. So just to give my thoughts on this, so just a few things. One, honestly, I really feel like this should have been the first model of the Switch. This should have been the initial model release, especially with that wired LAN port. I really felt like the original Nintendo Switch dock should have had this. But now that the new one is going to have it, all the Smash players out there and such, there's really no excuses. The whole Wi-Fi issue should not be a problem anymore. You get this dock or get this Switch in its entirety, no excuses, because you can now be able to use the wired LAN port, which I do like the fact that you'll be able to get the dock for this separately, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. So I'll be able to stream hardwired to my Nintendo Switch dock. Now, originally, if I remember correctly, a regular Switch dock by itself is about 60 or 70 bucks, if I remember correctly. So I assume that this new dock is probably going to be a little bit more, like maybe between $80 and $100, especially if the whole model of this OLED Switch is going to be $350. So I assume that the dock is going to be a little bit more than the regular dock by itself. Also, there's a big disappointment, I can imagine. A lot of fans really wanted a 4K model Nintendo Switch. But does it really necessarily need 4K compatibility? Because, I mean, already with the idea of some being able to play it, by itself, handheld mode and docked, I mean, I feel like with what it already does, it should suffice. So, I mean, do I feel like 4K support is really necessary? I just don't really see Nintendo going out like that to do that. Otherwise, they would have done it by now. I felt like this would have been what they would do instead of this OLED model, me personally. But this is what they ended up going with. Oh, they also showed that this OLED model is going to come with two color configurations, a black and white, or excuse me, yeah, a black and white finish with a white dock, and a neon red and blue set with a black dock. So they got two versions of this. But third, I do like how you'll still be able to use those that currently already own a Switch, like myself. If you want to get the dock, you'll be able to get the dock separately. If you want to get that LAN port, that wired LAN port, and you don't have to worry about buying more Joy Cons unless you want to get the updated ones. You could still get the updated ones and still use it with the Switch with both models. So at least that's a good thing. So realistically, I could only see folks that don't have a Switch or have a Switch Lite consider getting this new model OLED Switch. Otherwise, I could just see those that have a Switch already, or at least the regular Switch, just end up buying the dock. So what you have now is you have the Switch Lite at 200, the regular Switch 300, and then this Switch OLED model at $350. So for those that don't have a Nintendo Switch yet, you got some options. You got some options. You got three options there. But I don't know. I do get a lot of the folks' frustrations about no 4K. 4K is not really a big deal to me personally. But October 8th is the release date. Same day as Metroid Dread, which makes me wonder if maybe, just maybe, they'll make a customized Nintendo Switch OLED Metroid Dread edition. I think that might potentially be an idea. I mean, there's still time for it. They might do either they'll do that or they may do a Nintendo Switch OLED bundle that comes with Metroid Dread. I don't see why not. They both come out on the same day, so they could do a bundle for that. Maybe have specialized Metroid Dread Joy-Cons for it that work with the OLED model. But like I said, me personally, I can only see myself getting just the updated dock for the wired LAN port, and that's pretty much it. I currently have two Nintendo Switch docks, one for my bedroom and one for the living room. I'll probably just end up getting one because I'm probably going to get one and replace my bedroom one with the OLED dock, mainly because the router and modem are in my bedroom, so I'll be able to do a wired LAN connection easily than if I had it in the living room. And I'll probably just keep the standard one in the living room. And at least I'll have an extra dock, just in general. So I'll have two regular docks and an OLED dock. But that's pretty much all I have. And I'll put a link into the description that talks about the announcement for this Nintendo Switch OLED. I was kind of hoping they would at least have a special name for it, but it looks like I guess it's just going to be called Nintendo Switch OLED model. But it would be nice if it had a more fancier name or more unique name, but it didn't end up having that. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this newly announced Nintendo Switch OLED model? Not 4K like a lot of people hope for, but this is what they end up coming with. A Switch, a little bit bigger size, better audio, slightly bigger dock, and the dock has a wired LAN port that you can hardwire your Ethernet with. For those out there, are y'all planning on getting this? For those that already have a Switch, are you going to upgrade? For those that don't have a Switch, is this the time that you'll consider buying a Nintendo Switch? Also makes me wonder if these are going to end up being pretty hard to find as compared to the PS5 and Xbox Series S and X. Uh, Possibly, but probably not for long. Because, like I said, the Switch is already out. So I don't know. I just feel like the most that I see people doing is those that have regular Switches update their dock. And then the ones that have a Switch Lite or don't have a Switch at all might take the opportunity to get this OLED model in its entirety. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what y'all think about this new Nintendo Switch OLED. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can catch every video I release. Thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed weekend, and I will see y'all soon. Laters.